I'm Maria, and joining me as always is Devendra. Today we're taking you inside a German restaurant, and honestly, Devendra, this is one of my favorite lessons to teach.
I'm excited, Maria. I've been looking forward to this one because, well, food is a big deal to me.
Food is a big deal to everyone, and here's the thing. When you travel to Germany, Austria, or Switzerland, the restaurant experience is slightly different from what you might be used to. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say from the moment you walk through that door. And stick around for the cultural note near the end, because that's the part most learners get wrong, and it can make your whole experience awkward if you don't know it.
Okay, now I'm curious. What could go wrong?
We'll get there, I promise. But first, if you're new here and want a steady stream of these lessons, subscribe to Langmitra. We ship one a week, and each one builds on the last.
So, Maria, in our last episode, we covered basic greetings. Guten Tag, Guten Morgen, all of that. Does that carry over here?
Absolutely, and that's the perfect connection. Those greetings are your first step when you enter any restaurant. But today, we're going much further. We're covering how to ask for a table, how to get the waiter's attention politely, and how to order your meal with complete, confident sentences.
Let's do it.
All right, picture this. You've just walked into a cozy German restaurant. Maybe there's wood paneling on the walls, the smell of schnitzel in the air. The first thing you do is greet whoever's near the entrance. You'll see the phrase on screen now. Guten Tag, good day. Or if it's evening, Guten Abend, good evening. Now, Devendra, let me hear you say Guten Abend.
Guten Abend.
Nice, that was clear. Just smooth out the transition between the two words a little more. Guten Abend. Try it again. Guten Abend. Perfect, that sounded completely natural. Now, after your greeting, you need to ask for a table. Here's your first key phrase, and you'll see it on screen. Haben Sie einen Tisch frei? Do you have a table free?
Wait, let me break that down. Haben is like half, right?
Exactly. Haben Sie is the formal you have. Sie with a capital S is the polite form of you in German. You'll use this with anyone you don't know well, especially staff at restaurants. Einen Tisch is a table, and frei means free or available.
So it's literally, have you a table free?
You got it. German word order can feel a bit different, but you'll get used to it quickly. Now try saying the whole phrase. Haben Sie einen Tisch frei?
Haben Sie einen Tisch frei?
Good attempt. Watch that Tisch though. The ch at the end is that soft German sound, almost like you're exhaling gently. Tisch, not Tisch. Tisch. Haben Sie einen Tisch frei? Much better, Devendra. You're getting that sound. Now, what if you're traveling with friends or family? You'll want to specify how many people. Here's how. Haben Sie einen Tisch für zwei Personen? Do you have a table for two people?
Für zwei Personen, for two people. Let me try the whole thing. Haben Sie einen Tisch für zwei Personen?
Excellent. Your pronunciation is really coming along. And of course, you can swap out zwei for any number. Drei for 3, vier for 4, 5 for 5.
What if I already made a reservation?
Great question. In that case, you'd say, Ich habe eine Reservierung. I have a reservation. Then add your name. Ich habe eine Reservierung auf den Namen plus your name. Let's say your name is Devendra. Ich habe eine Reservierung auf den Namen Devendra.
Ich habe eine Reservierung auf den Namen Devendra. Did I say that right?
Almost perfect. Reservierung is the tricky part. The emphasis goes on the third syllable. Reservierung. Try just that word.
Reservierung. Reservierung. Ich habe eine Reservierung auf den Namen Devendra.
That was smooth. You'd fit right in at any German restaurant with that sentence. Now, let's say you don't have a reservation and you want to ask if you need one. Braucht man eine Reservierung? Does one need a reservation?
Braucht man eine Reservierung? Who is man referring to?
Another great question. Mann in German is like the impersonal one in English. It's not about gender. It means one or people in general. So braucht man means does one need? Or more naturally, do you need?
Got it. So it's a polite, general way to ask.
Exactly. Now let's practice a quick scenario. I'll be the host of the restaurant. You're the customer. Ready?
Ready.
Guten Abend. Willkommen.
Guten Abend. Haben Sie einen Tisch für 3 Personen?
Ja, natürlich. Kommen Sie bitte mit. Yes, of course. Please come with me. See how natural that was, Devendra? You just handled an entire restaurant entrance in German.
That actually felt good. I didn't have to think too hard.
That's the goal. Now, let's move to the next step. You're seated, you have your menu, and you need to get the waiter's attention. This is where things get culturally interesting.
I'm guessing you don't just wave your hand around?
You can make eye contact and give a small nod or raise your hand slightly, but the key is what you say. The word you need is Entschuldigung, excuse me, and it's used for so many situations in German: getting attention, apologizing, asking to pass by someone.
Entschuldigung. That's a long word.
It is. Break it down. Entschuldigung. 4 syllables. The emphasis is on the second one. Entschuldigung. Try it.
Entschuldigung. Entschuldigung.
Yes, that was really clear. Getting the sound right is important because it's one of the most common words you'll use in German-speaking countries. Now, once you have the waiter's attention, there are a few polite phrases to know. You might say, Könnten Sie uns bitte die Karte bringen? Could you please bring us the menu? Könnten Sie. That's like could you, right? The polite conditional. You remembered. Könnten is the conditional form of können, which means can. So könnten Sie is could you, and it's very polite. Die Karte is the menu, and bringen means to bring.
Könnten Sie uns bitte die Karte bringen?
Wonderful. You sound very polite. Now, here's another useful one. Könnten Sie bitte bestellen? Could we please order?
Wait, bestellen is to order? Like in English, we have similar words, like to place an order.
Exactly. Bestellen means to order. And notice how wir, meaning we, is used here. Könnten wir? Could we? Try the full sentence.
Könnten Sie wir bitte bestellen?
Perfect pronunciation. If this is helping you, a quick thumbs up sends it to more learners. All right, now we're at the most exciting part, ordering your food.
Finally, I've been waiting for this.
The magic phrase is ich nehme, I'll take, or literally, I take. This is the most common way to order in German. You simply say ich nehme and then what you want. Ich nehme die Suppe, I'll take the soup. Ich nehme das Schnitzel, I'll take the schnitzel.
So die and das, those are the different articles?
Right. Die is for feminine nouns, das is for neuter nouns, and der is for masculine. For now, don't worry too much about memorizing which is which. On the menu, you'll see the dish name, and you can just point and use ich nehme. Over time, you'll pick up the articles naturally. Okay, let me try. Ich nehme das Schnitzel. Perfect. And the waiter understands exactly what you want. Now let's make it more complete. You might want to add a side dish. Ich nehme das Schnitzel mit Pommes. I'll take the schnitzel with fries.
Mit is with, I remember that. Ich nehme das Schnitzel mit Pommes.
That sounded completely natural. Another option is ich nehme das Schnitzel mit Kartoffelsalat, with potato salad.
Kartoffelsalat. That's a mouthful. Kartoffelsalat?
You got it. Germans love their compound words. Kartoffel is potato, Salat is salad. Together, Kartoffelsalat, potato salad.
Ich nehme das Schnitzel mit Kartoffelsalat.
Excellent, Devendra. Now, what if you want to order a drink? Same structure. Ich nehme ein Bier. I'll take a beer. Or ich nehme ein Glas Wasser. I'll take a glass of water.
Ein Glas, a glass. So ich nehme ein Glas Wasser means I'll take a glass of water.
Perfect understanding. And here's a helpful tip. If you want tap water specifically, you say Leitungswasser. But in many German restaurants, they might prefer to serve bottled water. We'll talk more about that in the cultural segment.
Maria, what if I want to ask about something on the menu? Like if I don't understand an ingredient?
This is so important, especially if you have allergies or dietary preferences. Your go-to question is, was ist in plus the dish name? What is in it? For example, was ist in der Suppe? What's in the soup?
Was ist in der Suppe?
Great. And you can also ask, enthält das plus the ingredient you're worried about? Does this contain? For example, enthält das Nüsse? Does this contain nuts?
Enthält das Nüsse? Let me try that. Enthält das Nüsse?
That was clear, but soften the U sound a bit. Nüsse. It's like the U in moon, but with your lips more rounded. Nüsse.
Nüsse. Enthält das Nüsse?
Much better. Now here are more essential menu questions. Was empfehlen Sie? What do you recommend? This is a fantastic one because the staff usually have great suggestions.
Was empfehlen Sie? I like that one.
Another useful phrase is wie groß ist die Portion? How big is the portion? German portions can be quite generous, so this helps you plan.
Wie groß ist die Portion? Groß means big or large, right?
Exactly. And Portion is almost the same as in English. Wie groß ist die Portion?
Wie groß ist die Portion?
Perfect. One more. Ist das scharf? Is that spicy? Very important if you're sensitive to spice.
Ist das scharf? Scharf means spicy.
Yes, and also sharp. So ein scharfes Messer is a sharp knife, but scharfes Essen is spicy food.
Ist das scharf?
Nicely done. Now, if you've made it this far, here's a bonus phrase. Kann ich das auch ohne plus ingredient bekommen? Can I also get that without something? For example, kann ich das auch ohne Zwiebeln bekommen? Can I get that without onions?
Zwiebeln ist Onions? Kann ich das auch ohne Zwiebeln bekommen?
You got it. That sentence structure works for any ingredient you want to remove. Let's do a quick role play. I'm the waiter, you're ordering.
All right, let's do it.
Guten Abend. Was darf es sein? Good evening. What would you like?
Guten Abend. Was empfehlen Sie?
Das Schnitzel ist heute sehr gut. The schnitzel is very good today.
Ist das scharf?
Nein, überhaupt nicht. No, not at all.
Gut. Ich nehme das Schnitzel mit Kartoffelsalat und ein Glas Wasser bitte.
Sehr gerne. Devendra, that was fantastic. Compare how you said that to how you would have struggled at the beginning of this lesson. Huge difference.
It really does feel more natural now. The ich nehme structure makes it easy.
That's exactly why it's so popular. Now let's talk about that cultural note I mentioned at the beginning. This is where many tourists make an awkward mistake.
Okay, I'm ready to learn what not to do.
In Germany, the waiter won't hover over you. They won't come by every 5 minutes asking how everything is. This isn't rudeness. It's actually a sign of respect. Germans value your privacy and don't want to interrupt your meal. So they're not ignoring you, they're being polite.
The expectation is that when you need something, you'll signal them. This is why Entschuldigung and eye contact are so important. And here's the big one. The bill won't come to your table automatically.
Wait, really?
Really, you have to ask for it. Zahlen bitte means pay please, or more naturally, the check please. Die Rechnung bitte also works. That's the bill please.
So if I just sit there waiting for the bill, it's never coming?
You might wait a very long time. The Germans consider it rude to rush someone out of a restaurant, so they let you enjoy your meal and coffee for as long as you want. When you're ready to leave, you say Zahlen bitte or Die Rechnung bitte.
Zahlen bitte. Die Rechnung bitte. That's really good to know. I would have sat there forever.
And one more thing, tipping is different too. You don't leave cash on the table typically. When the waiter comes with the bill, you tell them the total you want to pay, including tip. If the bill is 18 euro, you might say 20 euro, 20 euro, and they'll give you change from whatever you hand them.
So you round up and tell them the total? That's so different from what I'm used to.
It takes some getting used to, but now you know. You can also say Stimmt so if you want them to keep the change. That's a useful phrase, meaning keep the change.
Stimmt so. Got it.
Let's do one final rapid review. I'll say the English, you give me the German. Ready?
Ready.
Do you have a table free?
Haben Sie einen Tisch frei?
Perfect. A table for 2 people?
Einen Tisch für 2 Personen?
I have a reservation.
Ich habe eine Reservierung.
Excuse me?
Entschuldigung.
I'll take the schnitzel.
Ich nehme das Schnitzel.
What do you recommend?
Was empfehlen Sie?
Is that spicy?
Ist das scharf?
The bill, please.
Zahlen bitte. Or die Rechnung bitte.
Devendra, that was excellent. You've just practiced a complete restaurant experience in German.
Maria, this was really helpful. I feel like I could actually walk into a German restaurant now and not panic.
That's the confidence we want you to have. And remember, all of today's vocabulary lives on Langmitra if you want to drill these phrases after the video. If today's phrase surprised you, especially that part about asking for the bill, drop it in the comments and share this with someone you know learning German. It might save them from an awkward wait at a restaurant.
What's coming up in the next lesson?
Next time, we're staying at the restaurant but covering something equally important. We're going to learn how to ask about dietary restrictions, explain food allergies, order vegetarian or vegan options, and handle special requests. You'll learn phrases like Ich bin Vegetarier and Ich habe eine Allergie gegen, plus whatever you're allergic to.
That's going to be super useful. A lot of people need those phrases.
Absolutely. Until then, practice these phrases whenever you can. Say them out loud, even if you're just talking to yourself in the kitchen. Ich nehme ein Glas Wasser. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes.
Thanks so much, Maria. This was fun.
Thanks for learning with me, Devendra, and thank you for watching. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember, every expert was once a beginner. See you in the next one. Tschüss.
Tschüss.
Before we recap, one quick ask. What worked for you in this lesson? What felt hard? And what topic should we teach next? Drop it in the comments. Your feedback shapes what we build next.
One language sets you in a corridor for life. Learn language with podcast. Subscribe.